My name is Victoria Windapo, and the title of my short film is called Whisper in the Woods. It's centered around a young boy named Emeka. A quick background story: Emeka is actually a Nigerian name given to males from a particular tribe called the Igbo tribe. So, this short film the setting is an African village. So, Emeka usually goes for walks in the village close to a forest. Now, Emeka one day is walking by this forest, and then he hears soft whispers of his name, like someone's calling his name. And he sees nobody around him, so he's wondering, like, who could be calling me? Or is he hearing things in his head? So he starts to go further and further, leads him to a clearing in the forest that he sees relics and markings on the ground. These relics and markings were used by practitioners of magic and voodoo, and these things were used way before Emeka was born. So he doesn't really understand why he's seeing that, or like why they could be there. And then he just keeps hearing whispers of his name, and then the whispers are telling him that their whispers are basically telling him that they are expecting him, that he's a chosen one of some sort. And this makes him start to think that he's crazy, because really anybody would be going crazy from hearing random whispers of their names and not seeing anybody. And it ends there. I wanted it to be like a suspend thing, since it's just meant to be 2 to 3 minutes. um my inspiration behind this is African books, African literacy in general, African literature, books and movies that I've watched that involves things like this, like the voodoo and the magic. I'm African, so it's really just interesting to me. And usually even outside African literature, I like things beyond reality. So it's just really helpful for me. It was kind of difficult trying to keep it short because I had a lot of ideas in mind, and it was just meant to be 2 to 3 minutes. I think storyboarding had like is what like required my attention the most, because I'm not like so familiar with camera angles and all of that. So I just had to explore a lot of things that I wasn't really familiar with, I would say. Location wasn't too tricky because I live very close to what looks like a forest. So it wasn't too hard. Uh, but the trying to find like a narrow path, or like what looks like it could be a narrow path, was kind of hard. But I would say finding a location wasn't too tricky. I think the most challenging thing was lighting, because for some reason, like around the forest, like path, like the place that looks like a forest, it was the lighting there kind of changed so rapidly throughout the day. So it's like it was hard to find like the perfect time to shoot and the perfect kind of lighting. Like if I needed my lights, and which I did not have, or if it was okay to use the natural lighting, but I was still able to figure it out. Another challenge was though trying to get the whispers to sound right, because um like sometimes the forest, like the wind and the leaves, and just different sounds that you could hear in the forest would kind of just take away the eeriness of the whisper sounds, which is actually why I had to get better microphones. So that one was a little bit of a challenge as well. The highlight of everything was the fact that I didn't need to do much to get actors. Usually I live on a military base, so it was kind of hard trying to get people to work with me from base, because all of them have different schedules, or they're just not generally interested. But I got the chance to go home where like my home is, Nigeria. And everybody at home was able to cooperate because to them it felt like we're showcasing our culture through this project that I'm doing. So everybody was willing. The actors, the people I was working with, made it fun. I only had to work with two people, which is my cousin and a family friend. So it wasn't too hard. I think this project taught me a lot about like balancing my technical abilities and my creative abilities, because like one, I'm very good at writing, and I would say I'm very good at writing. I can think of a story, I can put together a lot of things, but when it comes to holding a camera and microphones and all of that, I'm not so good. But like that, this project gave me the chance to explore my camera work and how to manipulate lighting, shadows, and all of that to my advantage. So I think that helped me really grow in that aspect, which makes me feel like I can do the being a producer. Like I can be a producer if I want to. I can be a film director if I want to. And for sure, I'm definitely gonna be a good writer. Think this project taught me is being able to adapt. Like you can have a vision in your head for the project you want to do, if it's a film or if it's just like a home movie. And because like there's not so many resources. Like I know making a movie involves a lot of money, and then there's a possibility that you still want to put that vision out there, but you don't have the funding for it. So you just have to learn to adapt to the resources that you have around you. That's one lesson it taught me. And also the value of pre-planning. Like it just taught me how um it taught me the value of having a plan before you actually do something. Like the storyboard that we had to make was actually very, very helpful with all the camera angles and the shots. Because then before I even like remember that I had a storyboard, I was trying to figure out like, okay, what angle is this way, what angle is that way. So yeah, that really helped. I want to thank everybody who helped me, basically my cousin and my family friend who helped me to bring this project to life. Like I really, really appreciate. I think in general what our teacher has made us do, like the way our teacher has made us put this project together is really helpful. And honestly, I think I really, really want to go further with the career I'm trying to build with this degree program. On ending this video on a light note, there was this one moment that my actor for Emeka, he got startled by an actual rustling sound. I guess he was a bit too into the character. there was there was a lot going on.